Frank Palangi here with me on the phone, and you've got some new songs that you've sent me the other day. I'm waiting, and it's all right. Can you explain me a little bit of what you're doing with these songs? They're sounding quite good.
Yeah, basically a couple months ago, I went to a Day of Fire concert, and I met the lead singer Josh Brown, and I gave him my CD, and he goes, listen, he goes, I have a 14-hour tour bus ride back home to Tennessee. He goes, I'm gonna listen to this, and 2 days later, his producer got a hold of me, and from there, pretty much through phone calls and emails, he we did an agreement, and then we came down, and I recorded those two songs plus one more with Day of Fire and Rogers, and basically I'm Waiting is the first single that I released from what's gonna be, I think, my full-length EP.
Another thing too, I've seen you're posting a lot of stuff on YouTube, like in studio production and all that.
Yeah, I have. It's called the Video Diaries. Basically, I took a camera with me, and I documented, everything from the start of here from New York to me, going to Nashville, through this whole experience, and it's still going on because I'm supposed to go back down soon and finish the record, and yeah, that's been really helpful not only for me but for I think other people to see, what is it really like in an actual studio.
Today, because you can see mostly what's going on, on the internet, as compared to the days of magazines. Now you get to see the actual person play the album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I think it's even better because it's you read about them, but how often can you actually see something and experience it and look at it from point A to when it's finished, basically.
Do you have guitar endorsements also?
No, actually, when I finish the record, actually, I'm gonna throw out my CD and stuff to those kind of things, and I have a couple things in mind, but what I mostly like to play on is actually the Epiphone Explorers. That's my favorite kind of electric guitar. I mean, right now I'm using Ovation acoustics, but it'd be nice to have some endorsements to back you up.
For sure. And what type of amps are you using on this EP?
Well, here in my home studio, I use Vox. There, it was like a custom speaker. I think it was like orange or something. It was Day of Fire's guitar amps because obviously when I flew out there, I couldn't bring everything I have, here. So I just brought my guitar and I used his equipment and fiddle around with things to get my sound and stuff.
And with this, you're going to be touring anytime soon, or playing some club gigs here and there?
I mean, right now I play acoustic gigs at like restaurants and local bars and stuff like that. And if certain opportunities, there's a band from New York City, DeLuca, I opened up for a radio station, and it was actually at a mall of all places. And but pretty much, I'm trying to get some guys together to reproduce the CD type sound. I mean, right now everything is in the planning stages as far as getting the CD tracks, done and sent out, and see who's going to be interested in everything. But as opportunities come up, I'm definitely going to try to play gigs, try to get things moving along as fast as I can.
What would you say your main influences on, for these songs and the structures and that? Or is it mostly Frank Palangi's influence?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I don't know. My songs, I kind of draw in from myself, but I take in because my main influences are definitely like the '80s metal genre. I mean, even the people I notice you interview, like Rat and Iron Maiden and Ozzy and all those guys are all my influences, but unfortunately today that it's not the mainstream thing. So I kind of take all of what I learned and what what is my feeling towards songwriting and try to apply that in a way. I think you can hear hints of stuff in there, but I would love to totally just come out and do like a Metallica type song, but maybe on a bonus track or something.
Maybe that bonus track will equal, full album of Metallica type stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Do like an all metal album, then do like an all rock album. That'd be cool.
And then the Frank Palangi Christmas album.
Yeah. Yeah.
The industry itself as a big unit, and nowadays, let me say, like, you got independent artists, almost doing the same thing as the big rock stars, let's say. Would you think that they're looking into you, these big companies,
Oh,
more so than the independent?
I would say so because I think my attitude and my goal is more towards that. I mean, I do a lot of online advertising and stuff like that, but it's more of it's tough. I mean, try to compete with, you got 3 Days Grace, you got Daughtry, you have all these mainstream acts, and to try to go in and try to make some impression. I know between my producer and I and the band, we're definitely gonna get the stuff out there and try to try to pitch it with them. But what my producer said, he goes, you know what? He goes, you could show it to 50 labels and 50 rep guys. He goes, but it just takes that one person to believe in you like we did.
Right.
And I think like my music it's a little it's different than what's on the radio as far as mainstream rock and bands that have come before. I mean, I don't try to copy a lot of people, but I'll take in influences. But it's what's different too is I'm a solo artist and I usually do all the instruments, but having some backing help and stuff like that is awesome because it takes the pressure off of me, and I can consider the songwriting and stuff more and kind of sit back a little bit and listen to the total production rather than getting sucked into it too bad.
Another thing too, Frank, where was this album made, this EP?
Oh, Tennessee. It was in Nashville at Soundstage Studios. And like I said, we recorded 3 songs there. And, it was the first time for me actually going into a big studio to record something. And, the atmosphere and everything, is amazing. And, it's all kind of country stuff down there. When I went down there, they're like, all you're recording, are you recording country? I go, no. I go, I'm like a rock artist. I go, don't forget, you got Johnny Cash, you got Elvis, a lot of the roots rock and stuff started there.
Right. And then you show up.
Yeah. I throw, just a little curveball in there.
And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, Elvis Presley, was he the creator of rock, let's say, in 1956 or something? That's all good.
Yeah, definitely. The old stream rock. I mean, even Day of Fire, the band I recorded with, they're from Tennessee. Red is. A lot of other bands you don't think of are, and there's a little bit of an underground metal movement down there too.
Would you say that rock is still as strong, underground? Don't forget too, you had like Guitar Hero that surfaced for PS3. You had Rock Band and all that. It kind of encouraged again the people to those bands like you said earlier, Ozzy Osbourne. Them. It's cool to listen to those guys. Would you say that's a big thing now?
I think it's definitely brought it back. I mean, Guns N' Roses and Ozzy, and it's definitely brought all that back into the mainstream. Younger audience, and all these kids are like, even though it's not like playing real guitar, inspires them to listen to the stuff that inspired me. And I mean, it's a little bit old even for my generation because when I was growing up, it was Creed and Godsmack and all that kind of stuff. And but I think it's good because it's you definitely don't want to forget it, and you want to teach it to people.
And what we shouldn't forget too, all these old rock bands, like we'd say in quotation marks, have really great guitar players in these bands.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's
probably the greatest, that probably ever have come between, I would say the 70s and the 80s that made up that traditional electric type sound.
Frank, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and we're gonna be checking out your career in the future, and look forward to seeing that EP being released.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, it's an honor being on your show because I know the people you email or not email, sorry, you interview. You know, some pretty heavy stuff there. You're a busy guy.
I try my best, like everyone else does. It's not a easy world in the music business, and when you start doing something good, you gotta keep it going, right?
Yep, that's I agree because without the passion to get somewhere, or I always say, I don't have a plan B. So it's like this is my life, and this is no matter what, I'm still gonna be doing music, and I'm not giving up. So hopefully somebody will, I think definitely be interested in some of my music and tracks. And I just gotta say for you guys and stuff on the radio end, it's been amazing as far as you guys wanting to interview me and other stations and stuff. I really appreciate it from everybody.
From what I see, because I'm a musician as well, the radio industry I think is still one of the most important things, and you have to take your time and go through the interviews.
Yeah, it's time-consuming process between the emails and call in and stuff like that. But I highly recommend it. I mean, it's been a blessing for me as far as the past 2 months. I mean, I've been getting one every week, and I can't explain it really what's happening, but it's something must be going on. But these stations are great.
That means they're playing the music and they like what they hear. That's the way I see it, and I think that's a good thing.
I think I agree 100%. I think they're listening to it, and they're realizing I'm not like kind of a punk type kid and stuff, and the way you present yourself too matters a lot.
Very important. Well, Frank, really good talking to you, and keep in touch.
Thanks, Jason. Definitely. I look forward to talking again.